Hello dear friend, and welcome to On This Day SMR with me, Edward Hertz, where we take a look back through history at events which took place on this day. The rain is gently pittering and pattering away on the window, and the fire is crackling away nicely in the hearth. So put your headphones on, sit back, relax, and let me take you on a journey back through time. Today is Sunday the 18th of February 2024, and we have 50 events to cover, going all the way back to the year 1229. Starting with the most recent event which happened 3 years ago. Perseverance, a Mars rover designed to explore Jezero crater on Mars as part of NASA's Mars 2020 mission, lands successfully. 6 years ago in 2018, 66 people die when Iranian Asaman Airlines Flight 3704 crashes in the Dina subrange in the Zagros Mountains of Iran. 10 years ago in 2014, at least 76 people are killed and hundreds are injured in clashes between riot police and demonstrators in Kiev, Ukraine. "11 years ago in 2013, armed robbers steal a haul of diamonds worth 50 million during a raid at Brussels Airport in Belgium. 14 years ago in 2010, WikiLeaks publishes the first of hundreds of thousands of classified documents disclosed by the soldier now known as Chelsea Manning. 20 years ago in 2004, up to 295 people, including nearly 200 rescue workers, die near Nishapur, Iran, when a runaway freight train carrying sulfur, petrol and fertilizer catches fire and explodes. 21 years ago in 2003, 192 people die when an arsonist sets fire to a subway train in Daegu, South Korea. 23 years ago in 2001, FBI agent Robert Hansen is arrested for spying for the Soviet Union. He is ultimately convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. In the same year, in the Sandpit conflict, inter-ethnic violence between Dayaks and Majoris breaks out in Sandpit, central Kalimantan, Indonesia, ultimately resulting in more than 500 deaths and 100,000 Majoris displaced from their homes. "33 years ago in 1991, the IRA explodes bombs in the early morning at Paddington Station and Victoria Station in London. 41 years ago in 1983, 13 people die and 1 is seriously injured at the Wah-Mee massacre in Seattle. It is said to be the largest robbery-motivated mass murder in US history. 45 years ago in 1979, Richard Petty wins the then record 6th Daytona 500 after leaders Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough crash on the final lap of the first NASCAR race televised live, flag to flag. 47 years ago in 1977, the Xinjiang 61st Regiment farm fire started during Chinese New Year when a firecracker ignited memorial wreaths of the late Mao Zedong, killing 694 personnel. It remains the deadliest fireworks accident in the world. In the same year, 1,000 armed soldiers raid Calcutta Republic, the commune of Nigerian singer Fela Kuti, leading to the death of Funmilayo Anikulapo Kuti. Also in the same year, the Space Shuttle Enterprise test vehicle is carried on its maiden flight on top of a Boeing 747. 52 years ago in 1972, the California Supreme Court, in the case of People v. Anderson, invalidates the state's death penalty and commutes the sentences of all death row inmates to life imprisonment. "54 years ago in 1970, the Chicago Seven are found not guilty of conspiring to incite riots at the 1968 Democratic National Convention. "59 years ago in 1965, the Gambia becomes independent from the United Kingdom. 67 years ago in 1957, Kenyan rebel leader Dedan Kimathi is executed by the British colonial government. In the same year, Walter James Bolton becomes the last person legally executed in New Zealand. 69 years ago in 1955, Operation Teapot. Teapot test shot Wasp is successfully detonated at the Nevada test site with a yield of 1.2 kilotons. Wasp is the first of 14 shots in the Teapot series. 70 years ago in 1954, the first Church of Scientology is established in Los Angeles. 77 years ago in 1947, in the First Indochina War, the French gained complete control of Hanoi after forcing the Viet Minh to withdraw to mountains. 78 years ago in 1946, sailors of the Royal Indian Navy mutiny in Bombay Harbour, from where the action spreads throughout the provinces of British India, involving 78 ships, 20 shore establishments and 20,000 sailors. 81 years ago in 1943, in World War II, the Nazis arrest the members of the White Rose movement. In the same year, in World War II again, Joseph Goebbels delivers his Sport Palast speech. "82 years ago in 1942, again in World War II, the Imperial Japanese Army begins a systematic extermination of perceived hostile elements among the Chinese in Singapore. 86 years ago in 1938, in the Second Sino-Japanese War, during the Nanking Massacre, the Nanking Safety Zone International Committee is renamed Nanking International Rescue Committee, and the safety zone in place for refugees falls apart. "92 years ago in 1932, the Empire of Japan creates the independent state of Manchukuo, the obsolete Chinese name for Manchuria, free from the Republic of China, and installed former Chinese Emperor Aisin Jioro Puyi as chief executive of the state. "94 years ago in 1930, while studying photographs taken in January, Clyde Tombaugh discovers Pluto. In the same year, Elm Farm Ollie becomes the first cow to fly in a fixed-wing aircraft and also the first cow to be milked in an aircraft. 109 years ago in 1915, in the U-boat campaign, the Imperial German Navy institutes unrestricted submarine warfare in the waters around Great Britain and Ireland. 113 years ago in 1911, the first official flight with airmail takes place from Allahabad, United Provinces, British India, when Henry Peckett, a 23-year-old pilot, delivers 6,500 letters to Naini, about 10 kilometres away. 118 years ago in 1906, Edouard de Lavallee forms the Belgian Olympic Committee in Brussels. 124 years ago in the year 1900, in the Second Boer War, Imperial forces suffer their worst single-day loss of life on Bloody Sunday, the first day of the Battle of Paardeberg. 139 years ago in 1885, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain is published in the United States. 146 years ago in 1878, John Tunstall is murdered by outlaw Jesse Evans, sparking the Lincoln County War in Lincoln County, New Mexico. 151 years ago in 1873, Bulgarian revolutionary leader Vasil Levski is executed by hanging in Sofia by the Ottoman authorities. 163 years ago in 1861, in Montgomery, Alabama, Jefferson Davis is inaugurated as the provisional president of the Confederate States of America. In the same year, with Italian unification almost complete, Victor Emmanuel II of Piedmont, Savoy, and Sardinia assumes the title of King of Italy. 210 years ago in 1814, in the Napoleonic Wars, the Battle of Montereau. 227 years ago in 1797, in the French Revolutionary Wars, Sir Ralph Abercrombie and a fleet of 18 British warships invade Trinidad. 233 years ago in 1791, Congress passes a law admitting the state of Vermont to the Union effective 4th of March, after that state had existed for 14 years as a de facto independent, largely unrecognised state. 243 years ago in 1781, Fourth Anglo-Dutch War. Captain Thomas Shirley opens his expedition against Dutch colonial outposts on the Gold Coast of Africa, present-day Ghana. 289 years ago in 1735, the ballad opera called Flora, or Hob in the Well, went down in history as the first opera of any kind to be produced in North America. 387 years ago in 1637, in the 80 Years' War, off the coast of Cornwall, England, a Spanish fleet intercepts an important Anglo-Dutch merchant convoy of 44 vessels escorted by 6 warships, destroying or capturing 20 of them. 546 years ago in 1478, George, Duke of Clarence, convicted of treason against his older brother Edward IV of England, is executed in private at the Tower of London. 692 years ago in 1332, Amida Seyon I, Emperor of Ethiopia, begins his campaigns in the southern Muslim provinces. 756 years ago in 1268, the Battle of Wessenberg is fought between the Livonian Order and Dovement of Pskov. 795 years ago in 1229, the Sixth Crusade. Frederick II, Holy Roman Emperor, signs a 10-year truce with Al-Kamil, regaining Jerusalem, Nazareth and Bethlehem with neither military engagements nor support from the papacy. So that is all we have for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you found our little trip back through history both relaxing and informative. If you did indeed like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and also consider leaving a comment below. All feedback is very much welcome. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. It will really help the channel grow and will ensure that you are notified of future videos. Be sure to turn on notifications so that you are notified of future videos as soon as they are posted. Thank you again, and I hope to see you next time.